In today's news, we will be talking to one of our talented Griffin athletes here on campus. We will also hear from Rachel Furchbach, who will be answering some tough questions for her new segment, Ask Rachel. And as always, we will keep you updated on what happened in sports this past week with an exclusive interview, and we will let you know about some upcoming events here on campus. This is Griffin TV. Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning into Griffin TV, your #1 source for news, campus events, and sports happening here at Canisius. I'm Christina Debato. Here are your top stories for the week. Students weren't able to get their coffee, bagels, and Timbits last week because Tim Hortons was closed for 2 whole days. On Tuesday and Wednesday, the restaurant was closed down and the workers were sent home. Managers say that the reason for this closure was plumbing problems. The issues have since been resolved and the coffee shop is open again to the public. Canisius President John J. Hurley conferred the President's Medal to humanitarian Dr. Paul Farmer prior to his lecture in Montante Cultural Center on Monday, September 16th. The award has only been doled out 44 times in the college's history. Farmer is a medical anthropologist and physician who has dedicated his life to improving health care for the world's poorest people. He is a founding director of Partners in Health, an international nonprofit organization started in 1987 that provides direct care services, advocacy, and research activities for those who are sick or living in poverty. DeAndre Brown was arrested Thursday morning in connection with the robberies of 2 Canisius College students last weekend. He's been charged with assault and menacing. Police say Brown approached a female student with a gun near Oak Grove and Blaine Avenues around 2 a.m. on Saturday. He demanded money and then hit her on the head with the gun before running away. Brown is also under investigation in connection with another robbery a short time later at Humboldt Parkway in Eastwood Place. Brown was in trouble with the law earlier in the year for burning a Jack Russell Terrier puppy. The Canisius College Library is holding its 5th annual Banned Book Week in coordination with the annual American Library Association. There are several events going on from Monday, September 23rd to Friday, September 27th. One of the events will include Channel 7 meteorologist and Mark Twain impersonator Mike Randall, who will read from the adventures of Huckleberry Finn and tell us a bit about his trouble with censors. Those were your top stories for the week. Now, let's take it over to Griffin TV's newest advice segment. You asked, she answered. Rachel Furchbach is in Studio C with our new featured segment, Ask Rachel.
Hi guys, I'm Rachel Furchbach, and this is my advice segment. You guys just send in your questions, and I do my best to answer your questions and give you good advice. Today we have 3 questions from Canisius students. First question is, Dear Rachel, I'm a Canisius mom who watches the show regularly. I think the news segment is great. I have a question though. My son dorms at Canisius. How do I stay connected with him but not be overbearing at the same time? Is texting or calling better? What do you think? My advice is texting. Texting is always better than calling, just because your child has a new schedule. Their schedule from home to the schedule at school is completely different. So you don't want to be calling them and then they can't answer because they might be in class or they might be hanging out with some friends. So an occasional text here or there throughout the day is your safest bet. And then let him or her call you later during the day when they are available. My second question is Rachel. I'm a freshman from Rochester and have been feeling very homesick lately. This has been the longest since I have been away from home. I love the people I've met, but I still find myself depressed and thinking about home. What do you recommend? Feeling homesick is very natural, especially for people who are living just a few hours away from home or people who are miles from home. A quick fix, since you just live in Rochester, is you can just go home on the weekends a few times during the semester, and that way you're not so homesick and you get your dose of living on campus, away from home, and becoming an adult, and you still have your family there and you get to visit with them and you can feel a little bit better. Another fix is for those who live miles away from home is set up a Skype date. And even if you can't go home on the weekend, set up a Skype date with your family or your friends, and then that way they're there and you can feel a little bit better and put yourself at ease. Third question. This is my second year dorming at Canisius. I had a great first year because I really got along with my roommate. We became great friends. This year I am not so happy. I really dislike my new roommate and we are not getting along at all. I stay up late and she goes to bed early. I am a neat person and she is messy. She's also Skyping her boyfriend when I try to do homework in the room. What do you recommend that I do? My first piece of advice is just confront your roommate. Tell your roommate what things she's doing that's bothering you and see if they change. If nothing changes, then contact your RA. That's what they're there for. They're there to settle any disputes that you might have between your roommate and yourself. If still nothing is changing, then I would suggest getting a room change, applying for a room change and seeing how that goes. That's all that I have for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in to the Ask Rachel segment, and it's back to you, Christina.
Thanks, Rachel. That was definitely some helpful advice. If you want to send in your own question, email us at griffintv19@gmail.com, and maybe your question will get answered on the air. All questions will remain anonymous. We'll be back after this short commercial break.
Hi, this is Mallory Hagan, Miss America 2013. I'm here to talk about a difficult subject, child sexual abuse. It's a crime that can impact anyone. I know because members of my own family were victims. It needs to stop now, and the only way it ends is to talk about it. I'm proud to partner with Brooklyn District Attorney Charles J. Hines to raise awareness for this issue. District Attorney Hines was the first in the nation to create a Crimes Against Children Bureau. Their staff of attorneys and counselors are dedicated to prosecuting those who prey on the most innocent victims. Please don't stay silent. If you know a child who is in immediate danger, please call 911. If you suspect a child is being abused or neglected, please call the State Central Register at 1-800-342-3720. Join me and District Attorney Hines' fight to end child sexual abuse.
You're on your way to meet up with friends, but you can't seem to get anywhere quickly. You don't want your friends to be annoyed, so you text. You're on your way. Five seconds is the average time your eyes are off the road while texting while driving. Make sure you get where you're going.
Welcome back. A lot has been happening in the world of grist sports this week. Our very own Mary Kessler and Brandon Rudd are in Studio B with the details.
Thanks, Christina. Welcome back. Let's get you caught up with what happened this week for the Golden Griffins. They are doing better overall as the MAC schedule is opening up for many of the sports.
Yes, it's an exciting time for all sports teams. But now let's start with volleyball. The Golden Grizz played last Tuesday but were defeated 3-0 by Buffalo at the CAC. However, this past Saturday afternoon, the Grizz were on the road to Jersey City, New Jersey to play their first regular season game against St. Peter's. The Grizz were victorious with a score of 3-0.
And the victory wouldn't stop there. The Grizz faced Ryder in Lawrenceville, New Jersey on Sunday afternoon and again won the game 3-1. But these games haven't been the volleyball team's first wins of the season. Last weekend in their preseason, Friday and Saturday the 13th and 14th, the Griffs ended the Bucknell Invitational in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, and faced Farley Dickinson and Bucknell. They were victorious in both games.
Yes, senior Roxanne Hernandez told us on #GriffSports not too long ago that she was not concerned about the team's rocky start. The team indeed did not have much to be concerned about. They surely are picking up their game.
Indeed they are. So be sure to come support the Griffs volleyball team. They play their next 5 games at the CAC. This weekend, they face Marist on Saturday, September 28th at 1 p.m. They then take on Siena on Sunday, September 29th at 1 p.m.
Moving off the court and onto the field, the women's soccer team did not have much luck this past weekend. They faced Iona in their MAC conference opener on Saturday afternoon in New Rochelle, New York, but were defeated 1-0. However, do not be disheartened as they face Ryder Wednesday, September 25th at 4 p.m. at home on Dembski Field. Be sure to come show your support. They are then on the road to play Monmouth on West Long Beach, New Jersey, Saturday 28th at 1 p.m.
And speaking of soccer, the men's team was on the road for their last 2 games, excuse me. On Friday, they faced Western Michigan in Kalamazoo, Michigan, but lost with a score of 2-1. But they made a comeback on Sunday versus Detroit with a winning score of 1-0. The Griffs are on the road again for their next game on Sunday, September 29th at 3 p.m. They are heading down to Olean to face St. Bonaventure. They then play at home Saturday, October 5th at 7 p.m. versus Manhattan in the MAC Conference opener. Be sure to come support your Griffs.
Well, that's all we have for you today. Be sure to turn into #GriffSports every Thursday night. Also, like us, follow us, and watch us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Be sure to see you then. Back to you, Christina.
Thanks, Mary and Brandon. Our sports director, Kyle Ferrara, sat down for a feature interview with Denver Spearman, a midfielder for the men's soccer team. Let's see what they had to say.
Kyle Ferrara here with #GriffSports. I'm joined by Denver Spearman, midfielder for the men's soccer team. And the first thing I want to ask you is Denver's kind of a unique name. Do you know the story behind your parents naming you that?
I actually have no idea. It is a unique name. I know they used to go biking there lots, mountain biking. I'm guessing it has to do with it somewhat, but I don't ask too many questions about it.
All right, fair enough. Now, moving on to the field, you're one of the team's key offensive players, and you're heading into MAC play soon. You got another week before it. But last year going into it, you were hurt. There were some other injuries. Do you feel that this year the team's kind of regrouped and that fall off isn't going to happen again?
Yeah, I think we learned a lot from last year with regards to what we need to do going into MACs. The games are more important. You can't let up for one game because every game counts towards the final standings. We have 2 games this weekend and then a game against Bonaventure, I believe, that we need to be ready for those in order to be strong going into MAC play.
You've also added some key pieces this year. I know Nico transferred over here. Can you talk about what he means to the team?
He's brought a lot to the team. I've been really impressed with him. We lost Jared last year in the holding midfield, so he's actually filled in very well, and he's just controlled the play out there. It's been nice to play with him.
What about the freshman class? Can you touch on that a little bit?
They've been pitching in well in practice and in the games. They work hard and they want time on the field, so if they keep working hard, that'll come.
What do you think is your best skill out on the field?
For me, I just think it's hard work. I mean, if anyone can work hard, even if they're having a bad game, you can always put in the effort. And for me, that's the biggest part of the game. As long as you work hard, things will come your way.
This is Coach's 3rd year here at Canisius. He obviously has meant a lot to the program as it keeps improving. Do you see it continuing to improve and you guys becoming one of the premier programs in the conference?
That's all I see. With the recruits he's brought in and with what he's teaching us every day in practice, we get better every day. And you can see that in the way we play, and hopefully that shows in the MAC this year. So I only see good things coming for this program.
You were in that first recruiting class of his. Can you talk about you and the other guys and how you've evolved now in your junior year?
It was tough coming in at first. I mean, the team didn't have the best reputation, and that's why Coach came in. He wanted to change that. So, and being a freshman as well, coming in, you're not sure what to expect, so it was hard to adapt, but he definitely took us under his wing and developed us, and we're here now and definitely seen improvements.
You've played with Alex DeCarolis since you guys were little kids. What's it like to have that kind of relationship with somebody else on the team?
It's nice. It's nice to know a player, like what he's going to do. We've played since we were 4 years old, went to preschool together. So we're always on the same page as each other. I know what kind of runs he's going to make, and the same with him with me. So it's been nice, and it's nice to have someone from Sarnia as well, just to hang out with on campus.
What's something unique about yourself that not a lot of people know, not even soccer related?
I used to run cross country in high school, and I went to the Ontario Championships and placed 11th one year.
Okay.
Most people don't know that about me, so that's what I'd say. And I played rugby and football in high school. Another fun fact, I guess.
Do you think you would have been good enough to run or play any other sport at a D1 level?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not one to brag. I don't think I would be good enough, and I don't think I would have the commitment to run cross country in college. And I would think that's one of the toughest sports to do in college. Like, you have to take care of your body so well. So, yeah, I don't think that would be for me.
What do you think would be different about the commitment level from soccer to cross country?
Definitely what you eat. Just a lot of things. I mean, soccer you have to be in shape, but cross country you're running every single day for a long period of time. Soccer is kind of a different fitness, so it suits me more.
Thanks, Kyle. That was a really interesting interview. Next up, we have some upcoming events to share with you, but first, a quick commercial break.
There was one day that we had just done the cardiovascular unit, in class that day. And then right after class, I went over to the Vascular Institute, volunteered, put the scrubs on. And one of the doctors asked me if I wanted to see an open heart surgery. And so I said, yeah, really? Sure.
I came into Canisius as obviously as a freshman, not really sure what I wanted to do. I ended up taking a digital media arts class, and that really just kind of jump-started, my career.
And I think being where we are in the city and in the world with the medical campus that we have here is really an opportunity that I wouldn't have anywhere else.
It's more than just academics. Meet different people. Go out and do things. There's so much more to college. It's an experience.
I instantly fell in love with doing video work, graphic design. I started pursuing more and more opportunities in the school, whether it was doing admissions videos on the sides. I did a couple videos for alumni relations, the president of the college, and then I actually got noticed last year, and they sent me over to the Philippines to create a feature-length documentary.
I lived with a host family while I took classes in Spanish with Spanish professors at the University of Oviedo, and I was a Spaniard for a semester, and it was the best decision I made as a college student.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. As a parent, you want to make sure that your child knows how to deal with bullying when they see it happening. And chances are they want to help, but they don't really know how. Well, teach them that the best thing to do is calmly walk away, find a teacher or other adult, and speak up. And do your part. Be that adult they can talk to and trust will listen. Join me to help stop bullying. Go to stopbullying.gov to find out more.
Welcome back. Are you looking to do something fun off campus, or are you in need of a complete fashion transformation? Griffin TV's Gabrielle Walter has more information on one of Elmwood Avenue's hidden treasures.
Hi, my name is Gabrielle Walter, and I'm reporting for Griffin TV here at Second Chic. This store may be classified as consignment, but categorized as one of the latest hotspots here in Buffalo for vintage and contemporary clothing.
A lot of our main demographic comes from like late teens to late 20s, but we get shoppers of all ages in here all the time.
For a few years, the sales associates have been skilled at directing customers in the right direction when first coming into the store.
It opened in 2010. This is our third summer.
Second Chic is great because customers can sell and buy designer clothes.
We take both vintage and contemporary. A lot of brands that do super awesome is like Free People, Urban Outfitters, J. Crew, Banana Republic, everyone loves those. And then we take vintage too, starting from the 1940s all the way up.
With a change in season, the new fall line is available to view for your desired wardrobe.
Now that it's fall, we have our furs. So we have a lot of furs in now, really cute leather, and just dresses. You name it, we've got it.
No matter what your budget is, you can always find something affordable.
Usually with contemporary, it'll start around like 15 and work its way up to like in the 40s, depending on the brand. Sometimes we get designer stuff in, so that'll be priced accordingly. And the vintage is all reasonably priced to like 20s to 30s.
Even clothes that do not sell are donated.
The longest we'll keep an item is for 90 days. So that's the longest, but a lot of times they move very quickly.
Allison has been a longtime fan of the store.
I've always shopped here ever since they opened, and the position opened up and it kind of just fell into my lap, and I've loved working here.
Allison enjoys seeing a mix of new and familiar faces.
We have just lots of regulars. We know everyone who comes in here. Everyone's very loyal.
Allison has a message to viewers who are looking for an opportunity to make some cash.
If you don't find something that you want to buy here, maybe you have to clean out your closet and bring some of your own clothes here and make a few bucks on them.
Second Chic is very compatible with your schedule because of its flexible hours. They are open Monday through Saturday from 11 to 7 and on Sunday from 12 to 5. Second Chic can also be contacted via Facebook or by phone. The telephone number is 716-882-8222. This is Gabrielle Walter signing off for Griffin TV.
Thanks, Gabby. As promised, here are some upcoming events on campus over the next week. Do you like playing Jeopardy? Classics Club is hosting a Jeopardy game show night on Thursday, September 26th from 5:30 p.m. to 10:15 in Old Main 403. Come test your classical knowledge against others in the game of Jeopardy! Fusion Gaming Club presents game night every Friday in the Commuter Lounge from 7 p.m. to midnight. Join them for a night of games, friends, fun, and food. It is a great opportunity for students to regroup with their peers and distress from the events of their week in a relaxed environment, while also networking with other members of the campus community. 2 films produced by the Canisius College Video Institute will be featured at the 7th Annual Buffalo International Film Festival. The screenings of East Side, A Community of Hope, and Where the Crow Will Be Forever are scheduled for Sunday, October 6th, 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the Screening Room Cinema Cafe at 4524 Bailey Avenue in Amherst. The student filmmakers will participate in a question and answer session following the films. That's all we have for you today. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and Twitter, as well as our YouTube channel. We air a new show on Channel 4 every Tuesday at 7 o'clock, and it is replayed throughout the day. Next week's episode will feature our first ever live musical guest. You won't want to miss out. Thanks, Canisius. Have a great week.